Welcome to Home Cooking with Holly.
Today I'm going to show you another version of prime rib and Yorkshire pudding. I'll link the video from the last time I made it, which was a bit different, down below. I have an almost 6-pound rib roast here. And the first thing I'm going to do is put it on a wire rack in a tray, and I'm going to pat it dry with some paper towels because I want to get the excess moisture off of it. And here you can see the ribs are attached at the bottom. They're attached by some string. Leaving the ribs on while you cook will add more flavor to your meat, so it's a good idea to do that. And I'm going to sprinkle kosher salt all over each side of this rib roast. And I'm going to kind of pat it in and rub it on each side, even the ends. Now make sure you don't dip hands that have touched raw meat back into your salt unless you're planning to discard it. So I'm being very careful to keep my fingers off of the meat. Next, I'm going to make my herb butter. I'm planning to cook this roast tomorrow, so make sure you do this a day or two before. So for the butter, I have a 1/4 cup of softened butter, and I'm going to add some herbes de Provence. You can add whatever seasonings you prefer, but I'm going to do about a teaspoon to this 1/4 cup. And I want to give it a good mixture, make sure I incorporate those herbs into that butter. And then I'm going to cover it up and put it into the refrigerator. And now it is the next day, so I have taken the rib roast out of the fridge a good 30 minutes before I plan to cook it. I want to make sure it comes to room temperature. You can even do it longer, like an hour if you'd like to. And I am rubbing my butter, my herb butter, all over every side. You want to make sure you get it out of the fridge in time to soften up. Mine didn't quite, so I did pop it in the microwave to soften it a little bit more. So mine's slightly melty, but that's okay. It still works perfectly. But you just want to rub it all over the rib roast, including the rib bones. Now I'm going to put more salt and pepper all over this rib roast, and make sure again that you get it on each side. And I'm going to put my meat thermometer into the thickest part. You want to make sure you're not putting it up against a bone. And you want this to go in about 3 inches. A lot of the meat thermometers now have a line for you to make sure that you've hit the right spot. And I'm going for about 120 degrees internally. I want my prime rib to be medium rare. And for prime rib, that's around 130. But if you take it out around 120, 122, it will continue to cook while it's resting. Now, I'm going to put this in first at 500 degrees for about 30 minutes. After that, we'll turn the temperature down and cook it low and slow. But the 500 degrees will give it a really nice brown crust. And now I'm going to start working on the Yorkshire pudding. I want to mix up this batter and let it rest for an hour before I actually will make the Yorkshire pudding. And I'm adding 4 eggs to this small bowl. And if you get any shell in like I just did, you can actually use the larger part of the shell to scoop that out really easily. It just sticks right to it. And to the eggs, I'm going to add 1.5 teaspoons of kosher salt. And I'm going to add 2¼ cups of all-purpose flour. And I'm just going to mix that up with the eggs real quick here. And then I'm going to add 2 cups of whole milk. Whole milk's important because you want that extra fat content. Goes the second one. And then I carefully want to mix this together until it's all combined and smooth. Then I'm going to cover it with plastic wrap and set it aside for at least 1 hour. And I am going to turn my oven down now to 325, and I want to finish cooking this rib roast. Now mine was about 6 pounds, so it could take anywhere from 2.5 to 4 hours. Now my rib roast is done. It looks and smells delicious. I want to let it rest so that the juices will go back into the meat. All right, I have preheated my oven to 400 degrees with the cast iron skillet in there. I'm going to use some of the pan drippings just to coat the bottom of my cast iron skillet. Remember, it's very hot, so be very careful. And then to that, I'm going to pour in my Yorkshire pudding batter. And that's going to go into the oven for about 30 minutes, and it's going to get really puffy and it's going to brown nicely. Be sure to check out that other video of the last time I made prime rib with Yorkshire pudding that's linked below if you're interested in individual size Yorkshire pudding. And also that prime rib I made with a garlicky rub. And now I'm removing the strings to free the ribs from the bottom of my prime rib. It's nice and rested. And then I'm going to go ahead and slice into it. And here's that prime rib, nice and medium rare. You can cook it rare, you can make it medium, you can do medium well done. It just depends on the timing that you use and the internal temperature. And here is my Yorkshire pudding. It is nice and puffy and browned, and you can cut it into pieces or tear it into pieces and dip it into the pan drippings from the roast. It's delicious. I hope you'll like and subscribe and follow me for more recipes and cooking tips.